Hi there, thanks for tuning in. I have yet another yummy recipe, and I had seen this kind of circulating on the internet and some cooking shows, and I really wanted to try it because we have an abundance of yellow mangoes here during the summertime, and sometimes I don't know what to do with them. I'll get like 12 to 15 pieces for sometimes $7. So I decided to make a video demo of Filipino style mango float, and it's so yummy. So let's get to the ingredients. 2 cups of heavy cream. So this is heavy whipping cream. It comes cold, does not come out of the can. I watched some videos and something similar to this comes out of the can. So I haven't seen that here on the mainland. So let's go ahead and just start with the cold, heavy whipping cream from the grocery section near the milk. Okay, so that 2 cups of that. 1 can condensed milk. So this is pretty much in every grocer's aisle for sure. So that is 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, and this is a 14-ounce can. They usually come only at this size. Okay, pinch of salt. I got that pinch of salt here. 1/2 teaspoon vanilla extract. That's my house stock right there. And 1 box of honey-made graham crackers. So this is the only graham crackers that we use. Haven't tried any other brand, but this is what I always grab, and this is what we make our s'mores with when we go camping or we pretend to camp in the backyard. But for sure, honey-made graham crackers. Okay, so those are the ingredients. Oh, of course, the most important ingredient is these yellow mangoes. All right, so they look a little bit bruised up, but they are not. This is the color that you want them. So let's see. So here is a really pretty one. All right, and another name for this is Manila mango, and I prefer this mango over any other mango. So I would not use any other mango for this dessert because these are so yummy. The other ones might be a little bit, the bigger mangoes that are more orange and red might be a little bit too much on the less sweet side. So yeah, this is the one I would use. And when I buy the box, if I buy a whole box, half of them seem to be ripe and the other half seem to be needs a couple more days of work. So this is kind of what you want them to look like. Even though it looks crinkly on the outside, it won't look that bad on the inside. It will still look pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna start out with five mangoes, and I still have more if the recipe just keeps wanting more, but yeah, so have at least 5. Okay, so that's what I have to do. Those are the ingredients. Okay, so I am gonna go ahead and add the main ingredients, and then I'm going to hyperlapse everything else because we have to do a lot of layering. And so I'm gonna go ahead and make the filling, which is the 2 cups heavy cream, 1 can condensed milk, the pinch of salt, then the 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm gonna go ahead and layer each little can that I have, this little thing here, and this is about the size of a palm. I'm going to go ahead and layer a graham cracker inside. And you'll see me do this in hyperlapse too as I go along. And I'm just going to keep layering. Okay? So if you wanted to do this like I say an 8x8 would be good, and you just layer it as if it was not in the can. So like let's say we had an 8x8 can. So you would just layer it like this. But I decide to do these little foil things because I can pass them out. Sometimes I go a little bit overboard and have too much. And friends and family, they love receiving little gifts anyway. So, and I don't mind making the gifts. It's a fun thing to do, to try these recipes and have people love the recipe. So, all right. Okay, so let me just go ahead and put some of the stuff in the bowl. You can kind of see what I'm doing here, and then I'll hyperlapse the rest. So 2 cups of heavy cream. Okay, so that's 1, 2. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to start the hyperlapse from here because I want to go ahead and cook, not cook out, but kind of go ahead and make the heavy cream like really, really, let me show you, really, really thick. So it's supposed to double in size. So I'm going to blend the heavy cream till it doubles in size and it's much thicker for sure. So you saw me pour it out and it looked like milk. But as I blend it here, it's going to start looking super thick. And it's going to look about double the size. And then I'm going to add, when that happens, I'm going to go ahead and add the 1 can condensed milk. And you'll see me add that, the pinch of salt, the 1/2 teaspoon vanilla extract, and then I'll start layering in front of you in hyperlapse. All right. So the creamy batter that you saw me mix in hyperlapse, I went ahead and put in the 2 cups of heavy cream, the 1 can of condensed milk, and the 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract all together at once and mixed it for 3.5 minutes. And I suggest that you don't go over that because I learned the hard way. I went over it and the batter started to clump up, so I had to restart. Press the restart button on that. And 3.5 minutes is my suggestion. So that's something that a timer you would probably capture on your cell phone and have somebody help you. So definitely 3.5 minutes of the batter. And then when the batter is almost done mixing, go ahead and put that very small pinch of 1/2 teaspoon salt. So another thing about this too is that I wanted to go ahead and freeze the dessert and make it a frozen Filipino style mango float. It is so hot here in Cali and so humid, and I'm in a house with no air con, so I felt like, okay, let's preserve this better by just eating it like a frozen dessert. And I thought it would turn out so yummy, and you'll see. And I also added macadamia nuts to give that extra crunch, because milk batter, it kind of makes the graham crackers kind of soft. So yeah, the macadamia nuts will give it kind of an island flair on something that's already island. So it's like a double whammy, and it's so delicious. So let's see what else. So yeah, don't forget about that when you're mixing with the hand mixer. 3 minutes and 30 seconds, no more than that. If you forget and you go to 4 minutes, that's okay, but I think anything above that, you might ruin the batter. So let's look at the final product. So I had to freeze these overnight, and what I did is I went ahead and covered them with foil so that the mango top would not be ruined. So here it is. Here's the first one. It's totally stiff, of course. I put some macadamia nuts in there before I froze them, so I could even add some macadamia nuts now. The more the merrier. So I just have this big one bag from Costco, and this is what I always do. So here it is, organic macadamia nuts from Mac Farms. So I always take my thing here and just kind of, I do this with all my yummy desserts or acai bowl, and just have fun and go ahead and sprinkle more macadamia nuts. Okay, so that is one. Leave it there for you to see. All right, and here is my second one. All right, here it is. Doesn't that look delicious? All right, I'm gonna sprinkle more macadamia nuts on that one. The more the merrier. And here is my third one. So the recipe that I quoted earlier, it makes 4 of these. This is about the size of a whole hand. So if you were trying to make a thicker batter, yeah, you would have to double it. But I think 4 is okay for now. Someone snuck in one last night. They wanted to eat it fresh, but these are frozen now. So 4 of them for sure. So I don't have a 4th one to show you. So I'm gonna add more macadamia nuts. All right. Doesn't that look delicious? So I'm gonna get a plate and I'm gonna try to take one out of its container there. Let's do a taste test and see. I already know it's gonna be delicious, so I don't really have to per se taste test it, but let me just take it out of its container here. Let's see if the layers will show well because it's frozen. Okay, so I'm gonna cut into it to show you the layer of the graham cracker. Okay, so let me get extra help with this. All right. Okay, so here you go. There is that extra. So it's a 2-layered graham cracker that I was able to do. And if you wanted to make it an extra tall dessert, you could double up the recipe and do a 4-layer. But I think for this thing, I think 2 layers is enough for me. Let's see if I can get it closer to you. There you go. Doesn't that look delicious? Here is, let me try to cut it in half here again. Oh, here's a really pretty looking one. There you go. Doesn't that look so pretty? And it's just as tasty. So this is definitely not a diet food for sure. This is mango float ice cream. So only in moderation, okay? So that's good that it's frozen because you can keep it and eat it over a few days. But I suggest no more than 3 days. Just by looking at ingredients and the fresh mango, try to get it eaten in 3 days. And if you're gonna bring it to a party, it'll be really tough to keep it frozen. Maybe take it out when it's ready to be served immediately. All right, so let's just go over the ingredients one more time. All right, so I got my ingredients list here. 2 cups of heavy cream, 1 can condensed milk, 1 pinch of salt, 1/2 teaspoon vanilla extract, 1 box of graham crackers. I used 10 mangoes, so I like my mangoes piled on high. So the original recipe was 5 mangoes, but you saw in the hyperlapse how many mangoes I had to cut. So it ended up being 10 mangoes. So 10 mangoes, and then the optional macadamia nuts, which I do suggest if you can get a hold of them. Freeze it overnight. And then don't forget about that secret. No more mixing than 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the creamy batter. And then definitely serve it to your family. Let me know how it goes. Take care.